It is not all too often that we take a more serious tone with systems and weather in general here at Michigan Storm Chasers, but today's video, we're going to change it up just a bit because we feel the week ahead has some impactful weather that is likely to be significant in nature, both to travel, in terms of snow, and potentially even power outages, all involved here within the next 5 to 7 days. Today's video, we're going to focus in on timeframes to watch and what you can expect here in the state of Michigan. So feel free to tune in next 10 or so minutes. Let's break it down logically, but also seriously, and help you guys plan for what's ahead. I am Ryan, and this channel is called Michigan Storm Chasers. Let's go ahead and dive into the forecast. But before we do, let's hear from Chandler with today's sponsor.
Today's daily video sponsor is Mike Hayes Roofing and Siding. Mike Hayes Roofing and Siding joined the Michigan Storm Chasers partnership team in 2025. They've been serving the St. Clair and Sanilac and surrounding areas for the last 50 years. They offer a wide variety of services, ranging from shingle roofs, metal roofs, flat roofs, gutters, and siding services. They are also a Owens Corning preferred contractor for Eastern Michigan. In addition to all their different roofing options available, they do offer financing for you and your families to take advantage of as well. Their contact information will be in the video description down below. You can visit their website at mikehayesroofingmi.com, or you can call their office at 810-984-4564. Make sure when you call, tell them that Michigan Storm Chasers sent you. Back to you, Ryan.
I want to first start by saying we are watching out west today into tonight as we have an approaching system that is set to move in late tonight into early Wednesday morning. Before that, though, we start today off on the milder side of things, 40s and 50s, with some rain showers around. But as we move into the evening time frame, we're going to start seeing the system work its way in from the west. It begins to develop, and a lot of cold air rushes in behind it, so we end up having snow up here in the UP, and then rain down here in the LP all throughout late tonight into early Wednesday morning. Time frame here on the map is Wednesday, 7 a.m. So, starting Wednesday on the wetter side, some rain and snow. As the day pushes on into evening, the system moves off into Canada. On the backside, cold air is present with moisture over warm lake waters. It is lake effect snow mania behind the system late Wednesday, and that continues all throughout Thanksgiving. We're now at 7 a.m. Thanksgiving morning. Lake effect snow continues. Even though the system is pushed out of the area up here into Canada, we are still seeing northwest winds cranking those lake effect snow showers for lake effect belts, perhaps even further inland. So snow showers likely on a statewide basis on Thursday, but significant accumulation expected for West Michigan and parts of the UP. Forecast for this to come in just a second. But before we dive into that, we have a second system to watch. Moving in this weekend, confidence is increasing in the second system. It develops off into the Iowa area, and by the time Saturday, late Saturday into early Sunday morning rolls around, we are dealing with another system with cold air lingering thanks to the first system. We're talking snow here to start, but as the day moves in the afternoon hours, that could change over to rain as temperatures will hover right around freezing. So it'll be kind of a teetering system for the weekend that will likely be mostly all snow, but it could be rain mixed in to end it. So we're going to track that a little bit more carefully. But as it stands, synoptic snow, not lake effect in nature. This is synoptic snowfall. So an almost statewide thump of snow here late Saturday into early Sunday to watch. Confidence is increasing, but totals are just not yet known. It'll likely be several inches, but again, we're not going to get too detailed with that because how this plays out will be dependent on how Thanksgiving plays out. Let's focus on Thanksgiving system first. Now for impacts, snow totals, wind, as well as potentially a flash freeze. Let's go ahead and dive into this. Talking hour by hour here in terms of time frame, we're starting our Wednesday off here. Right around noon today, we're having some rain showers out there, so don't be surprised. You're watching this, it's raining out there. That's normal. That's expected. Snow begins to start changing over later on this evening toward dinner time, 4, 5, 6, 7 p.m. tonight. By the time we get to overnight hours, midnight tonight, the system is in full swing with mostly snow in the western UP, some lingering rain showers elsewhere. But as we push into Wednesday morning, the system comes through, and this is when it gets really windy. Take note, snow is ongoing in the western UP, and snow is starting to begin in the LP as well. Wednesday here at 11 a.m., pushing this into Wednesday afternoon in the evening time frame, it changes over to all snow, and then lake effect starts ramping up as we move this into Thanksgiving, where the model currently ends as I'm making this video in the early morning hours here on Tuesday. So with this system, we have quite a lot to talk about, starting with temperatures. Here is your temperature map. We're going to start, like I said, the day off kind of mild 40s and 50s for a lot of us. And all of a sudden we get slapped by this cold front, and that will drop temperatures sharply from the mid 40s down into the mid to low 30s, likely freezing and causing some slick conditions for Wednesday evening on the roadways. Keep that in mind. A potential freezing event. I'm not sure it's going to be a flash freeze because temperatures are kind of hanging around freezing, so it may not freeze fully, but for certain areas, do plan for slick travel here, especially across the southern parts of the state where you see temperatures closer to that freezing mark, 32 degrees or so. Also up there in the UP, be mindful of that. And then temperatures will stay cold as that Arctic air rushes in down from Canada. And it gives us wind chills in the single digits here. The model stops here at Wednesday evening, 7 p.m., but wind chills will likely be in the single digits by the time we get into late Wednesday into early Thursday. So keep that in mind. Thanksgiving will be cold to start. But outside of the temperatures, we're talking wind as well. Wind is the big story, as well as the snow accumulation. Wait till you see the totals here. Wind, though, first and foremost, system moves in. Here's your wind map. We're going to start the system Wednesday morning. 30 to 40 mile per hour winds across southern Michigan. Elsewhere, 20 to 30. In the UP, 40 to as much as 60 mile per hour gusts likely ongoing at the exact same time that we have snow that is ongoing. All right, so keep that in mind. We do have a significant impactful system impacting the UP with heavy wind as well as heavy snow combining. Blizzard-like conditions are likely. I would not be shocked to see blizzard warnings for certain areas up there in the UP. All right, keep that in mind if you are a Uper watching this video. The Western UP, it's very typical, nothing new, but you guys up there in the Western UP are about to get slammed with wind and snow. That's not all, though. Come Wednesday evening, those winds are now turned out of the northwest. So up here in the UP, almost a straight north wind here. But as the system further south you go, those winds start to kind of turn out of the northwest. And then the southern part of Michigan gets slammed here, 40 to 50. But take note, models at current video time here are showing wind gusts could potentially reach upwards of 50 to 55 miles per hour, potentially 60 mile per hour winds close to the lake shores that will also coincide with lake effect snow showers, leading to blizzard-like conditions as well as near zero visibilities. Overall, not a good situation in terms of travel. Overall, it's going to be pretty impactful to travel throughout Wednesday evening. That'll continue into Thursday morning, though. But aside from the snow, aside from the wind, power outages. We are likely going to see isolated scattered power outages due to the winds here because this is quite significant in nature. Add in the snow, you have a recipe for disaster here. So overall, this system deserves some recognition and some hype around it because, yes, it will be significant and, yes, it will be impactful for localized areas. But in terms of snowfall as well, we haven't even touched that yet. Wait till you see the forecast here. On your screen currently is your snowfall forecast through the 25th, 26th into the 27th, through Thanksgiving here. This is our last call snowfall map for the state of Michigan. We're seeing 1 to 3 for areas in blue, and that is because lake effect snow with the winds, those bands are going to carry a lot farther inland than usual. So even East Michigan getting in on the action here, 1 to 3 in a wide area of the state. This, again, does not include the second system coming in for the weekend that could dump a few more inches on top of this. So keep that in mind as well. But 1 to 3 up there, trace to an inch in the Flint area, just because lake effect bands orient themselves a little bit further south and a little bit further north than that area. So I do apologize for snow lovers in that white Flint, Saginaw over to St. Clair zone. But elsewhere, the big story, West Michigan, we're talking anywhere from 2 inches to as much as 12 inches up there in the pink zones by Traverse City, Ludington, and Cadillac. Elsewhere, though, 4 to 7 around Grand Rapids down to Kazoo. The big news and big story in the UP is 6 to 12 wide swath there. Go further west, though. 20 to 40. Yes. This is not hype. This is an actual forecast. And I can't believe I'm saying this. But this is insane. 20 to as much as 40 inches in localized areas for portions of the western UP. Around those localized zones, though, we're talking as much as 1 to 2 feet in the red zones. Outside of that, in the pink, 6 to 12. Dark blue is 4 to 7. Medium blue, 2 to 5. And then obviously the light blue is 1 to 3 here. But localized areas up there in the UP are about to get absolutely slammed with this system. All right, keep that in mind if you are traveling anywhere in the state of Michigan, but especially in the UP. I'm going to probably say this. Blizzard-like conditions are likely and probably near impossible travel unless you have a snowmobile at this point. It's going to go nuts up there. But aside from that, that is System 1. Keep in mind, System 2 will also move in for the weekend. We'll have more on that coming up later on this week. Let's get through the first system. Let's get through the first system first before we start focusing in on the weekend system. All right. Lastly, let's go ahead and talk about winds throughout the next 72 hours. Aside from Wednesday, Thursday will also be on the windier side here. I had a map pulled up, but I do not have a map now. It won't be as windy as Wednesday, but Thursday, gusts between 35 and 45 likely across much of the state here for Thursday. So putting it all together, snow begins late tonight for the UP. It really ramps up for Wednesday for the Lower Peninsula. Winds on Wednesday will be significant. Power outages are likely in certain areas. Near impossible travel as well as snow accumulations here for Thanksgiving. So with that being said, if you guys are traveling anywhere in the U.S., especially Michigan, be very cautious on your route of travel and plan ahead to make sure you're avoiding and planning for the worst. With that said, catch us tonight, 7 p.m., Facebook, YouTube, X, and Twitch for a live briefing. We'll take questions, go over everything like I said in the video. We'll have updated data as well. Stay tuned to the pages, guys. We got you covered. Let's get through it together. I'm Ryan, signing off. We'll catch you guys tomorrow for another update video.